Hey guys, good morning. I am going to go over a video I think that could be useful for a few things. One of the most common things we get in an email is what happens to people's feet. You hear that like in the NBA and volleyball, like people, like you didn't know that, like people's feet get mangled, right? And especially on the bud side or like the special forces side, guys always here have camis on, boots on, the ankles are kind of locked into a place. Oftentimes they're carrying weight around their waist or they're wearing a backpack, right? And that bud shuffle, right? So they take this forward posture and it's heads down and I'm like stomping my feet. You hear in buds when you're doing it, you have like, if you've ever had like flip-flops on a boardwalk and sometimes your flip-flops will squeak, and you hear that constantly because the rubber shoes on your boots, the sand and the asphalt, it just squeaks across the floor. And by doing, when your feet get really wet, the boots get really wet, your toenails get waterlogged. They kind of get softer, like gelatinous almost. And they'll start rubbing on the boot when you're shuffling. And a lot of times guys will get blistered underneath their toenails. I lost all 10 of my toenails in Hell Week. We just had a classic, went into Hell Week on Sunday, and some of the guys were experiencing that in their toenails. So, you know, we can't not get our feet wet, but we can strengthen our skin and bones, and we can thicken our toenails with diet and proper training. So I'm gonna simulate the bud shuffle, okay? And so the takeaway in the bud shuffle is, yeah, there's a lot of like jamming the toes in, right? But on this one, I wanna have that forward lean and be like a controlled toe fall, okay? We're never gonna totally get away from jamming and what happens is there's a big line of people in buds, like running to chow, running to the next evolutions, and you're tired and your head's down, you're shuffling, and you don't see that the class stops. And typically you put your hand up and make a fist that says, hey, we're stopping, but guys don't. They stop and they crash into other people and stub their toes and all sorts of things. So one is be mindful of our position just at buds and selection, but here's a good way to really strengthen, get on those toes so I'm absorbing at my toe level and not hitting my toes and dropping that heel, right? Because that heel starts really dropping when I'm doing it. You're gonna really stress out the IT band, okay? All right, so if July doesn't get out of the way, he'll get a little surprised, but basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like a controlled flow. I'm not gonna have this even tempo. I'm gonna stick the ground and hold, stick and hold, stick and hold, stick and hold, stick and hold. Because I wanna have my feet on the ground long enough that I'm simulating soft sand, right? I'm not rebounding off sand very well. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm really working on falling on my toes, keeping that good forward torso lean, okay? And I'm not jamming my feet in. I'm like falling into a toe contraction, okay? So the thing with when we run and we're in a forward lean, I'm in those boots, the toes wanna curl up and we wanna like jam our toes into our shoes. So by learning to open my feet when I do this, right, I won't be jamming my toes into the front of my boots nearly as bad, okay, when it really matters. So it's just, the big takeaway on this is you don't have to do it fast. Whatever distance that you're trying to do it where it's a good rhythm. And I'm gonna keep this rhythm up. And if I'm able to keep that rhythm up, that rhythm will get longer and longer, more robust, toes will get stronger, toenails will get stronger, success is on the horizon.